I'm here in Central Park, also known as the crown jewel of Schenectady. This is a very historical park that was created and designed by the famous inventor Charles Steinmetz, who was also the electrical engineering genius, who also at the time was the president of the Board of Education. Now, Charles Steinmetz had a vision to create a park so that the kids who were playing on the street had a safe haven, and also for families to gather where they can come to a place of natural beauty for relaxation and recreation. When Charles Steinmetz had conceived of this park, he had no idea what was going to happen some 70, 80, 90 years later. We have a disturbing trend happening in Central Park today. There have been a rash of incidents of vandalism and graffiti. There hasn't been any park security for the past 2 years, and this has enabled crimes to increase. Assaults and robberies have been happening in Central Park. We need to do something about this, and I'm going to show you some of the graffiti that had happened earlier this year. Let's take a look at some of the destruction and graffiti that has taken place over the past week.
It's worse part. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, you can't paint this. So what we do, we gotta like goof off, and it takes a long time to get this off, you know?
So what about all the buildings over there? You have to clean all the buildings?
All the buildings I paint, yeah.
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 But look at the holes in the door.
No, exactly.
They put a lot of money into this place and it looks like crap. What do you think we can do to stop it?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, you stop people to do things, to do stupid things. You stop it. Because that's not legal. Things they do over here in this park is not legal. They take off the whole design, don't drink and don't drink. People drinking there, drinking here, drink all over. That's not legal. People, right now, it's not legal smoke around here. And people smoke from there to here to there, all over. Where you see the cop?
What about trash? Do people throw trash on the ground a lot here?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, people eat and throw the garbage on the floor. They pass this gate from here to there. They're not supposed to do that.
How often do the police come through here?
You never seen it. Once in a great while. Once in a great while.
We need full-time security in Central Park because there's a lot of kids here, a lot of families that come here. And then you get some of the bad guys come, they're drinking, they cause trouble, and there's nobody to watch and protect them. But I was thinking they need a full-time security guard.
They need that. They really need that. That's a good one. They need a full-time, you know, somebody to just walk in the park, not cleaning and picking up garbage. Just his focus should be on the park itself, you know. Walking on the building, walking the bathroom, walking the pavilion, walking around. Hey, that should be his job.
Yeah. And you can actually get volunteers. I mean, I would volunteer also to help support, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you come in here, give an hour or so, 2 hours, you know, somebody come in. Yeah, definitely, yeah. That's a good idea.
I see the broken glass windows over there at the...
all over.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah, well, that's what we need. You know, people don't realize they're on their own when they come to the park, that there's nobody watching to keep them safe, you know.
You remember that day they killed that kid over here?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. You're a good man. I've seen you through the years, and I know how you watch over the park and you care about this place.
Yeah.
You've been working as a city employee for how many years? 40 years?
45.
For 45 years. You're breaking in here, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're trying to do. So I'm probably breaking into there.
Another damage to this.
Yeah, these things are expensive too, you know.
And it looks like crap now when people come.
Exactly, you know.
So.
Yeah, but like you said, if they have a full-time security, you know, have them in this place, I don't think it will be as bad as it is. You spend more money for my labor, for material.
Yeah.
You know, time and material alone is much more than put a security guard in there to patrol the whole park.
For the past 2 years, there has been no security in Central Park, leaving those who come at risk. And there has been many robberies and assaults that have been happening in the park. We need security back in Central Park and provide safety for those who come here. We need to discourage those who have bad intentions and who are disrespectful.
This one. This don't work like that.
Yeah.
That one don't work like that. That one is broke, that one is broke. Smash. Well, they are so unpredictable, man, that you don't believe it.
When you were working here, you kept order in the park.
Oh yeah. They eat. They park over here like this, right? There's a garbage can over there, and they throw the garbage in the ground.
Frank, now you certainly know Central Park, what a beautiful jewel of the city that is.
Exactly.
And there's some things that are coming to my attention and maybe to your attention that aren't so good that are going on in there.
I didn't know that. What was that?
Well, there's some graffiti going on some of our public buildings in there, and there's also some people are being harassed in there. A friend of mine he saw a woman being choked in there, and there's no security in Central Park anymore. Is that hard to believe or what?
That is truly sad. That is hard to believe because Central Park has been the jewel of the city of Schenectady, and I can't believe that there's no security. You know, and when you're talking in terms of money, well, then maybe we ought to take some of this money from some of these people that are making in excess of $100,000 a year. You know, take some of that money from them and get some security put in place. That's a priority.
Sure it is.
I mean, I can't understand how you take and neglect that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're considering what the park, the history of that park, and what it does, what it has been doing for young people and families and so forth.
It's an amazing asset that we have here. And just to let here I am at the beautiful jewel of Schenectady Central Park. Our buildings are tagged here. What does this tell you? Is there any respect for our property? No. This stays here. This has been here for quite a while. It hasn't been taken off, hasn't been removed. If we get into the Alliance Party is backing the Safe Schenectady Safer program. There will be graffiti removal as part of that program. There will be a tips hotline as part of that program. Is this acceptable in our beautiful park? This is a gorgeous park. Is this acceptable? No, it's not. Why would not anyone not back the Safe Schenectady Safer program? To me, it's a no-brainer, a real no-brainer. We have to adopt that, but the Alliance Party will adopt the Safe Schenectady Safer program to the betterment of Schenectady and especially Central Park. The reason graffiti is a problem, first of all, it's a destruction of property, whether it's public or private. It's gang-related. These taggings are gang-related. They mean something. They don't mean anything to me, but it means something to a gang member. This stuff is not good. It's not good for Schenectady, and it leads to bigger things, to more crime. Anytime you let any little things go unaddressed, the bigger things follow. There's an old saying, you take care of the little things, the big things take care of themselves. Well, this is certainly an example of it. This is just bad. It's bad for Schenectady. We have to stop it before it starts. Removing is one thing, but let's get a mindset where graffiti is not a good thing to do. It's not a cool thing to do. It shouldn't be allowed. It's against the law. It's as simple as that. We have to obey the law. You want to live in Schenectady? Let's obey the laws. It's as simple as that. Not hard to understand. Anybody should understand it. Even a second grader can understand this, but the second graders have to be taught. This is not good. This is not being a good Schenectadian. It's not being a good neighbor. It's not being a good resident of Schenectady. We need change.
Okay. Yeah, they were painting this place earlier, a month ago. They had to paint.
Yeah?
Remember all the writing?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Hey, look at it.
New stuff here. It's a never-ending battle here with the abuse, graffiti.
Yeah, graffiti. Look at it. Big doors.
It's a shame, right, Stan?
Man, I'm telling you.
How can you have a nice park if you have people doing this? So Stan, do you think you'd like your job back as security?
Huh?
You think you want your job back as a security?
Yeah, I take it. I take it anytime.
It'd be good to have you as security here.
I take it anytime. Oh, you know what happened? You see 5, 6 guys over here and you tell them, hey, get out of there. The first thing he say, hey, it's no sign over here. I told him, my freaking boss to put a couple of signs in there, say, private property. He never do it. He never do it.
No, we gotta start doing something. If a few people aren't gonna do it, the people need to do it. The people of Schenectady need to start doing it, you know?
Sure, definitely.
As you see behind me, the man's hard at work cleaning off the latest attacks on the park with graffiti. It's a never-ending battle to stay ahead and keep our park graffiti-free.
I'm asking you today to jump on the Riggy Express. I think there's programs with volunteers. There's volunteer groups that have come to me in the past and said they're willing to have their volunteers clean up the graffiti in the city of Schenectady. There's Quest. It's a group of kids that need help. They're looking for direction. And the director of Quest told me years ago, I'm talking about maybe 8 or 10 years ago, her kids would volunteer to clean up the graffiti. Community Justice, the lady that I know there said her people, they could be mandated to clean up the graffiti in the city of Schenectady. If I'm elected to the city council, I'm going to make sure these things happen. Graffiti shouldn't be on a building for more than a few days, a week at the most. It should be removed as it's going up there. When you see things that are there and they stay there, that means it's okay. It's as simple as that. It's okay to do that. It's okay to leave it there. It's not okay. Jump on the Riggy Express. Be behind me on this thing. It's a good thing.
You think there's like a lack of shame today with the kids?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What can we do about it? You think we have to have some kind of messages put out there, or would that help?
What do you think, George?
I can tell you, I was in Las Vegas, and if they caught kids graffitiing, they made the kid and their parents go out for like 10 weekends and clean other people's graffiti. And I think that would put a dent in it.
That's a good idea. You think I should bring it up to the mayor and city council? Then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Make them clean it.
Yeah, make them clean it.
Restitution, and that's what that is restitution. Takes the crime out of vandalism. Takes the fun out of vandalism.
So that's who did that? They took spray paint and they just fix it? That's how they fix it now?
Yeah, that guy I need to got over here to paint and things like that. He tried to take it out.
That's not fixing it. That's no good. Yeah, so this started, this was happening back in April. It's been sitting there since April.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you're talking about graffiti and so on and so forth, when I was mayor, we had a program in place, Keep Schenectady Clean. And we were involved with a national program about keeping Schenectady clean. And we had, the activity was fantastic on the part of the city and the volunteers. We had an awful lot of volunteers from the neighborhood organizations, and it was working beautifully. That's got to be put back in place.
When I was a security guard, all these things happen now, they don't happen before.
How long did you work for security? For how long?
8 years.
Yeah. I remember meeting you back then, and I seen you drive around. You're always watching over the people, make sure everything is safe.
Yeah, yeah.
And now there's no security in the park anymore.
If I see a couple of people walking with the beer, I take the beer away. Now, the Guyanese come over here and walk with 2 beers in their hands. I say, hey, throw away that beer. And he said, why? I said, because you don't supposed to walk around with beers in their hands around here. I say, what the hell you think? You think you're still in Guyana? You're in the United States now. You're in the United States. It's a lot of different.
The park is for the kids and for the families, not to be drinking, right? Walking around with a beer like that. Right?
No.
Happens all the time, though. And they make a mess here, too, right?
Drinking and smoke pot.
We got to bring back security in Central Park. And we've got to send a message to those who come here to disrespect the park that you're not welcome here anymore.
Go maybe to seed. It isn't going to seed yet, but it's got the beginnings of it when these things are allowed to happen, and it's just not good, and it's really frightening to hear these stories.
Well, I tell you, they've been eliminating some jobs. At the same time, I think what they should do is reduce the salary of some of these people in excess of $100,000
yes.
and put this money into security.
Yes.
That's important.
It seems like a $100,000 job just seems like regular. Like it's nothing anymore, $100,000 a year job. It's even the $50,000 or $60,000 year. They're just right. They dole them out like you dole out your playing cards. You know, that's where it has to stop. We have to have a new mindset. You know, this isn't the richest city in the world by any means. The median income, I think, is somewhere around $30,000. But we have public employees working for the city that are making way in excess of that. So maybe if we can cut back, we can hire some of these people back and create more jobs. Right now, we need more jobs. We don't need less jobs in the city. And put more people to work, and that'll reduce social services. It'll reduce a lot of things, the mandates that are already put onto us. So it's frightening.
Yeah, by cutting back the salaries of some of these people that are making in excess of $100,000 is not going to take and hurt their day-to-day lives. You know, if it was, then I'd be concerned about it, but it's not. And I think it's a good thing for the city of Schenectady to think about the security in Central Park and do something about it. And that's one avenue that they can pursue. Cut those salaries back.
That's a great idea. A great idea, Mayor.